Hello, Gabby Turner here. Welcome to this pick a card reading. And in this reading, we're going to be asking, what do they not like about you? So you can watch this with any person in mind. We have three options. The options are listed below with these names. Option number 1 is Horus. Option number 2 is Kali Ma. And option number 3 is White Eagle. So you can just go ahead and look at the description box for those timestamps, as well as information on personal readings. So those are your three options. Take time to tune into your intuition and decide which reading or readings might be calling out to you. And I'll see you there. All right, group number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose Horus. And this card says, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So this card may or may not tie into the reading. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But so I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. But I thought I would share it with you since this is the card that you chose. It might be just an additional message to you in general about your life right now. But let's get into it and find out, group 1, what this person does not like about you. And so when I was doing my pre-shuffle, I noticed, if you'll see here, this red light behind me, which normally, even though I've parked in this general place before, I've never noticed that out my rear view mirror before, but I noticed the red light just being on for forever, and then when I pushed play and started speaking, it went green. So the feeling that I was getting was like this. I feel like this person feels like things are kind of on pause between the two of you, regardless of whatever, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a family, maybe it's romantic, whatever this is. They feel like there's some sort of pause right now, but I feel like they're okay with it, because they're kind of trusting that that green light is going to turn on at the right time and things will start flowing between the two of you. So maybe there's a pause in communication, or the two of you need to be apart or something like that. But like I said, they're trying to go with the flow here themselves. And yeah, I feel like they're trying to be strong, basically. They're not wanting to make too many assumptions, like they're not trying to say like, well, there's a pause in communication or something has slowed down between the two of us. But I'm going to still assume, despite things kind of going slow, that the love is still here with this 10 of Cups. So, they're keeping a positive mind frame about it. They're not trying to jump to negative conclusions. They're trying to assume the best, basically, which we can all do, Like, it's actually a very helpful approach to life sometimes, because I think as humans, we tend to do the opposite, especially those of us like myself who are a bit neurotic, assuming the worst all the time. Like, switch it up, like, why not? What is there to be lost by just trying to assume the best in a situation? So I feel like this is what they're trying to do. But let's get into the question at hand. What do they not like about you? Well, I feel like they don't like that you are sort of mysterious, and they feel like you are actually okay with being mysterious. Like, in other words, maybe you're not an open book, at least as they see it, because they're kind of like with this 2 of Pentacles reverse, which is how I see their energy, and these other cards I feel is how they're seeing you. But this is how it makes them feel. They're like, I don't really know how to navigate this, which I think again is why they're trying to assume the positive here, and like they don't want to get into like negative overthinking, but at the same time they're like, I don't really know how to navigate this situation with group 1, because they're a closed book, they're like the opposite of an open book. They're like, I kind of have to just pick up the vibes a lot of times, because Group 1 isn't just like openly expressing things in a very direct way. And because they're seeing you as this 2 of Swords too, it's like, I think they feel like maybe that's your comfort zone, actually, is not to like be just blabbing it all, letting it all hang out. But I think that they do, you know, like as I said, like they're picking up the vibes. Like they do feel like, for those of you that this is a romantic attraction, they feel a romantic situation, they feel that there is attraction here, you know, another platonic situations, they feel that there is love here, that there's like mutual admiration. That can be for romantic situations as well. Like it's a mutual admiration society, right? I keep getting off focus here. The question is, what do they not like about you? So the first thing we got is they feel like you keep a lot hidden and it's hard to read you, but that they have to kind of read you because you're not saying it out loud. I think also like they feel that you're hot. You know, that might like physically hot, like you're sexually hot. But, you know, if this is a platonic situation, it's like you're hot in the sense that you got something going on for you. Like the iron is hot. Like things are going well for you. You're popular, or I don't know. Things are just going off for you right now in a positive way. And it's not that they don't want you to be hot, or they don't want you to have things going well for you right now. But again, it's like, it's not necessarily that they dislike this about you, but again, everything to me comes back with this person, like they're not sure where they stand with you to begin with. So I do think they find it intimidating. They're a bit intimidated by that because they're like, you know, I think this person has a healthy sense of self-confidence, but at the same time, they're like, I don't know if things are going so well for you, you know, or like everybody's just like loving you and wanting to be in your energy or wanting a piece of you, you know what I mean? They're like, I don't know where my stability with you lies in terms of that. Like, am I gonna like fall down the ladder of your priorities because of that? I feel like another thing that they don't like about you, and this is probably like a minor gripe, but they don't like that you don't consult with them about the work that you do, or you don't talk to them about your work. Like they want to know more about that. Why do they want to know more about your work? I think again, everything to them comes back to stability. Like they feel like they're on stable ground if you are opening up to them, and that includes you opening up about your work for some reason, like what you do for a living, like what you do with your talents. They do, again, there's a lot of admiration here, but I feel like they view themselves as maybe having something to offer here, like, you know, maybe it's advice, maybe it's support, but they want to be able to be there for you. So yeah, I mean, I'm not getting a lot here of this person like disliking you as a person. Their gripes are not so much about you, it's about like wanting to feel like they have stability with you and that they know where they stand with you. So I hope that makes sense. I want to see if your spirit guides have anything else that they want to say about this connection that would be especially helpful. Okay, so this person feels that the two of you make each other happy because this is the shared energy, but they also feel like for some reason the connection between the two of you is also a source of stress, or like unwanted stress. It's like kind of like feels like for both of you maybe like I've got a lot of other things going on in my life, and yes, you, group one, and the same, they think you feel the same about them. Yes, you're a source of happiness to me, but like we both have a lot on our plate otherwise, and like maybe again that could go back to that stoplight that I saw at the beginning. Like, could be that you're both just very busy and you don't have enough time to devote to each other, despite the fact that you both bring each other happiness. So that's what they're feeling. They're like, wow, life is really getting in the way of us being able to come together, but we really do seem to make each other happy. And what are your spirit guides wanting you to know about that? This is not easy for, it's not easy for your person to admit that they have to allow you to succeed on your own terms. Yeah. Because I feel like, again, this had come up before about them wanting to be able to support you in the work that you do in some way. And so they want to know more about your work. But like it's difficult for them to realize, and they do realize it. They're like, well, really, it's better for me to kind of cut the cords and let group one succeed on their own terms. Why is that different? Or why is that difficult for them? Again, it's like they are so scared of you not needing them anymore, or of like losing their ground with you. Right? They're like, well, if I could contribute to group one's work, then I'm necessary and I'm needed and they'll want to keep me around. But if they can succeed on their own terms, then like, you know, it's like they feel that it becomes much more vulnerable then, the connection between the two of you. So any advice from your spirit guides here about all of this? It might be in some ways, maybe it's a little bit difficult for both of you to have that cord cutting and like, I need to go out and succeed on my own terms, and I need to go out and succeed on my own terms. Or like it's difficult, it's very difficult. Your spirit guides are saying, we know that it's very difficult for the two of you to be separated because you both have other obligations. It seems to be causing emotional pain or like sadness. But your spirit guides, the central energy is the Justice card. Like your spirit guides are saying this is actually what's best. It's best for both of you to be kind of pulled apart at this moment and living life on your own terms and succeeding. Why is that what's best? It's almost like, I feel like because both of you have a very raw, organic passion. You're like passionate people, you know. It's like whatever you're doing for work. Again, work, I'm using the word work loosely. Sometimes work is what we do to earn an income. Sometimes work is like putting our talents to use, even if we're not necessarily making money from it. But both of you have something that you do for work that you're very passionate about, and I feel very creative because we have the Queen of Wands for one of you and the Empress card for the other. I think both of you are making some level of money off of it because we also have a Pentacle card on each side. And then the shared energy is the Four of Swords with this Jupiter symbol, which is like abundance and benevolence and optimism and expansion. It's like the two of you carrying out your lives like separately or like to whatever degree apart from each other right now allows you both to be more inspired in some sort of way, or like really unleash that creativity much more profusely, you know, like there's an abundance of creativity and passion being unleashed into what each of you is doing for work. So Yeah, so I'm asking your spirit guides, are there any final thoughts? And that's pretty much it. I know I feel like we kind of got on off on some tangents with you guys, but you know, your spirit guides are going to bring through the messages that they feel that you need to hear. So I do hope that it was a valuable reading. There just wasn't a whole lot that they have to criticize or that they dislike about you, but I do hope at least the reading gave you a better feel for what the dynamic is between the two of you and their thoughts and feelings and all of that. So let me know in the comments how you felt about that reading. Thank you so much, Group 1, for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome, Group 2. You chose Kali Ma. Excellent choice. And just, this may be an extra message, or it may tie into the reading. It says facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So that could be just an extra little insight for you. And we're going to go ahead now and just get into the reading at hand, in which we're asking, what does this person that you're watching this for, what do they not like about you? We have the High Priestess and the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I have an idea of the direction we're going in, but let me pull some more cards here. What do they not like about you? Group 2. Okay. I think they feel... This person feels that they have a feeling that behind their back, because we had that High Priestess, so I'm reading it as a sort of secrecy, and then the Three of Swords, which is like hurtfulness, or it can even be betrayal, but like they feel like maybe you're talking badly about them behind their back, and you're using it to gain some sort of power for yourself. Like you're making some sort of power move. This is their perception. Reminder, it doesn't mean that it's true, but it might be. But they feel that you are trying to gain power and control for yourself through talking badly about them. But they feel like it is very deceptive or something, because to their face, they feel like you are more friendly or warm. Like you don't reveal this side of yourself to them when the two of you are interacting, but they feel for some reason that you are going behind their back and talking badly about them. Yeah, but we have the Queen of Cups and the Star, and I think that a big reason why this is so hurtful to them is because they felt so loved by you, because when they're interacting with you in person, like the impression they get is, oh wow, this person really cares about me. Group 2 really cares about me. And then now they're catching wind or something, or it's just the vibe. They're starting to pick up a vibe that like, you seem to actually be trying to harm me behind my back in some way. So I'm asking sort of like, what has led them to this belief? We have the Emperor, the Sun card, and the Hanged Man. Well, I think for one thing, they have gotten the impression that you feel some event has happened. Some event has occurred. Like there's a whole story here. Like they could tell this like it's a story. Like there's an event that has happened, or a series of events that has happened between the two of you that has led them to feel this way. Because they're like, okay, when I tried to go out here and like do things for myself and like live life on my own terms, you seemed to think that that created a sacrifice for you in some way. You felt left out when I was putting myself first. So this is what this person thinks, that they were trying to put themselves first and do what they needed to do to help themselves. And they're like, group 2, you somehow seem to interpret that as you were being left out, or you had to, it was a sacrifice to you for some reason. Okay. Okay, I had to pause for a moment because this feels like a complicated situation. I feel like what is going on is that this person was going through some sort of struggle. We have the 5 of Cups here. They were trying to get out of that place of struggle and, you know, take control of their lives. The Emperor is someone who takes the reign on their own life, and they're like, okay, I've gotten myself into a bit of trouble here, like things are not going well, but I'm going to pull myself out of it. And they feel that, I think it may be that they felt like you didn't make a sacrifice on their behalf. It's almost like they got the impression that maybe you liked the fact that they weren't doing well. So anyway, let's go a little bit deeper. So what does this person not like about you, group 3? I mean, I feel like this person was actually really proud of themselves for being able to progress in life despite the challenges. But I don't know, it's like they get some mixed feedback from you, either that you love to see them having challenges, or you only love them if they are challenged, or like you want them to be handicapped in some sense. You want them to have some sort of handicap, you know, like use that literally or metaphorically, but like you want them to have some sort of handicap so that you can come in and look like this person who's really helpful and loving, but really like, they're like, well, really, you just don't want me to be doing well. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this person has turned to other people for support because they feel that maybe you wanted to use them or take advantage of them in some way. Like maybe, you know, it is kind of giving that type of situation where someone might like want the other person to get on disability so that they can take the person's disability payments or something like that. I mean, it's like some crazy messed up, or like conservatorship drama, or I want you to be deemed like inept at handling your own money, that way I'll get to handle it to help you, you know, like it feels like that type of situation. Like whether or not you're actually doing that, like they feel that you are trying to portray them badly as not being able to handle their life when they're seeing themselves as the Emperor and the 5 of Cups. They're like, well, sure, with that 5 of Cups, like my life is not perfect. Whose life is perfect? But at the same time, they're like, I am also like the Emperor. So like I'm handling my SHIT, like, you know, like they feel like they were doing okay here. Like I'm going, you know, I'm taking life by the horns and making the most of a bad situation. That's what they felt like. But they feel like you were like this, almost like this vulture swooping in, trying to take advantage of their misfortune. Okay. All right. Anything else that they are disliking about you, group 2? Isn't this like almost the same series of cards that came up in the beginning? I mean, what they dislike the most is that you appear to be one way, like the sun, but really behind their back, you are talking smack. Like, that's what bothers them. It's the level of betrayal, really, that bothers them the most. That you put forth this facade of like loving benevolence. Again, they may or may not be correct. I'm just saying. And like, maybe the situation is reversed for some of you in this. But they feel like you are like trying to come across as golden, loving, shiny, wonderful, and like really you are a conniving bastard who's just trying to like kick them when they're down. And they're like, you're over here kicking me when I was down. I didn't expect that from you. They're like, I would have expected it maybe from other people, but they're like, I definitely would never have expected it from you. Like, I never saw you that way. So the level of betrayal is so deep because the gap between what they expected from you and what you actually did just really blindsided them. And also they were just like, man, I was like picking myself up, you know, like dusting myself off. Like, I'm a bit bruised by whatever this misfortune is that I'm going through in life, but like, I was handling it, and like, you swooped in like that. Yeah, I feel like they just view the two of you like they feel that maybe there's a history between the two of you of helping, of one person especially helping the other person more. Do they think they've helped you more, or that you've helped them more? They feel like they have always been the one to help you. They helped you so much. This is their view of it, right? Like, it may or may not be true, but they're like, I did it from my heart, and you did it from this conniving, like just trying to take advantage of a situation. Like, I went out of my way to be supportive so many times to you in the past, just because I loved you. And you're pretending to help me so that you get some sort of credit from it. Whether it's like other people thinking you're a great person for doing it, or whatever, like they just cannot believe. Any other message from your spirit guides here about this situation? So I feel like, guys, if you really did try to help this person, and your spirit guides are saying like that they do feel like you had benevolent intentions here, this person is never going to see it that way, because they have become so thoroughly convinced at this point that they cannot trust you. They feel like deeply, deeply betrayed. And so your spirit guides just want you to be aware of that. Like, this is a permanent damage, whether you intended to cause it or not. And I feel like your spirit guides are saying, like, we don't think that you did intend to cause this. We think that you did have, like, positive intentions in trying to help this person. But the damage is done. Yeah, and I think that, again, like, it hurts this person a lot, because in cutting you out of their life, which I feel that they have done, group 2, they had to cut other people out of their life as well. And they feel like that is part of the betrayal also, that this situation that has happened, it has not just severed ties with you, but because of the ties that are severed with you, they don't have contact with other people that they care about as well, that are connected to you. And it just feels really painful to them. But I mean, this person, I think that both of you are okay and are going to be okay in the aftermath of this. It's not like ruining either of your all's lives, although it did obviously come strongly between the two of you, but this person is going to rise from the ashes. You know, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, like, because I do feel like they did really hit a very rough spot in life, but they're going to rise from the ashes very much. Why do your spirit guides want you to know that? You know, they're saying, like, if you think that you are going to reconnect with this person once they've bounced back and they've been that phoenix that has risen from the ashes, it is not going to happen. And even though your spirit guides do feel like you had good intentions, and what you were trying to do here, it feels like almost like your spirit guides are saying, in a way, like the karma is sort of balanced, because both of you were wrong in some ways, because they do feel like you, group 2, may have persuaded other people to be on your side of it. Like, maybe your intentions in the beginning were to help this person, but when the shit fell apart, when the shit hit the fan or whatever, and things fell apart between the two of you, you really went strong in, like, trying to get everyone on your side and viewing things the way that you did. And so this person is just, there's no love left to lose. They've had it with you. It hurt both of you in the end. It hurt both of you in the end. So, all right. You know, we can't go back in time and do things differently than what we've done. All we can do is move forward. And I do think that that's what this person is trying to do. Like, they definitely have lost sleep over some of their choices, because they do feel like some of their choices were bad and contributed to the negativity of the situation. But they're kind of like looking to the future and saying, like, okay, I'm going to apply myself better going forward. And I don't know if you, group 2, are still kind of stuck in the past of, well, I should have done something differently in the past. But if that is where your mind is, your spirit guides are saying that's just contributing to your own pain. It's not really resolving anything. It's keeping you from moving forward. To think, I should have done X, Y, or Z differently in the past, and then I wouldn't have had this fallout with this person. You know, your spirit guides are saying, yes, you should take responsibility for whatever it is that you did wrong, but then, you know, like, gain in wisdom, like, apply that to your life from today going forward. How can you make different choices from now? I do feel healing for both of you, because just now I saw 3333 on the timestamp. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a healing in the form of the two of you, like, reconciling and becoming, like, on good terms again necessarily, but I see healing for both of you, just generally speaking, in the aftermath of this as you go forward in life. So best of wishes with that. My prayers are with you, and thank you so much for watching, group 2, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, group 3, you chose White Eagle, and it says Ancestor Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So that may just be an additional message to you beyond what we're going to get into in this reading, but I just like to read these cards just in case. But the question at hand is, in regards to the person that you're watching this for, what do they not like about you? So we had very different readings in group 1 and group 2, so we'll see. Let's tune into group 3. What does their person not like about them? Okay. They don't like the fact that you are not doing well financially, at least as they see it with this Two of Pentacles, and yet they feel you're smarter than that with the Page of Swords and the Eight of Cups. So they're like, why haven't you figured out how to increase your money or like do better with your money than you have? It seems like you're always broke and you're always struggling. You're always like not, you know, coming up short financially. And I feel like it's coming from a place of love. They don't like that you're doing this to yourself. It's kind of how they're seeing it. Like it is coming through as a little bit of tough love energy, because they're like, listen, why it's causing you pain? It's painful to me to watch it happening. Like, why is it happening? I do feel like this person feels very protective of you. They want to be there for you. They want to be supportive. They may, in some senses, in some cases, even want to be a provider. And they're like, but you're always out here doing your own thing. Like, you know what I think it is? Like, for some of you, they're like, well, you could just let me take care of you and then you would be okay financially, but you want to do things your own way and like be independent. And I get that, but like, you're not doing so well in being independent. Like, you know, like you're struggling financially, and it seems like you must prefer that. Like, how could you prefer that level of financial struggle just for the chance to be independent when like I would be happy to help you out and love you and support you. And you know, this person would not have a problem with providing for you in that sense, because they feel like it would be like both of you are bringing something to the table. But again, they're just like group 3, you're just out the door. Like every moment you can get out the door, like, you know, like they feel like your sense of stability is through this like extreme independence and like just doing things your own way, even if it means scraping by. So in any case, they don't like it about you, but at the same time, they're like, okay, I do have to admire your courageous, adventurous spirit. You know, I have to admire that, like, through living your life this way, like, you've got lots of great stories to tell. Like, you've lived a fascinating life, you know. But still, they're just like, dang, you know, like, I could offer you an easier life, and you don't seem to be willing to take it. Okay, so what else do they not like about you? Okay, so we have the King and Queen of Swords reversed, and then the Eight of Swords reversed. They do feel that the two of you, they're like, we're both smart people. We're both excellent communicators, actually. We're both excellent communicators. So why don't we communicate well with each other? You know, like maybe you're both good at writing or giving speeches or like sending emails that are very articulate. You know what I mean? Like there's a sense of like, in some sort of professional sense or something, like very good at good communication skills, right? But like when it comes to each other, like, you know, they do feel like maybe it's like maybe our egos are getting in the way, you know, but I don't feel like they're blaming it on you. They're seeing that it, like, both of you seem to be contributing to this. Like both of us seem to be letting our egos get in the way of just having, like, you know, rational, logical discussions where we understand each other and where we explain ourselves clearly. And I think that they're like, you know, part of the problem here is there's so much love. We both have so much love, but there's something about that ego and pride that gets in the way, and like it makes us wary of the other one. Like, here I am trying to show you how much I love you, and my pride or your pride or someone's pride gets in the way, and you're not sure if you can trust me. And they're like, it happens in the other way too. Like, we both seem to do this to each other. Like, we don't seem to be able to fully trust each other, even though they're like, I know deep down we both just really love each other. I think they do feel also like something that they don't like about your all's dynamic with each other is that there are maybe secrets that haven't been revealed or things that you don't know about each other yet. And it's like they are more interested in you knowing these things about themselves. Like, they want you to know all about them. But they feel like you seem to be happier knowing what you already know. It's like, I don't really need to know everything about your past before we met. You know, like, that's how they see you. And they're like, yeah, but I want you to know about my past before we met. Or some other aspect of their life that you maybe don't have eyes on, you know. But they're like, I want to tell you about it, though. Like, I want you to know about me. I want to talk about myself. I want you to see all these different aspects. And I don't know. I feel like they feel like there's some sort of imbalance here where they want to know everything about you. They want you to know everything about them, but they feel like you're just kind of like, happy with things the way they are. Like, you don't have that a curiosity to know all of their past, the nooks and crannies of all of their life that you don't yet know about. So anyway, what else do they not like about you? I think that they feel that they are maybe the more social person. And you're more of a homebody or something. And I don't know, like, they are placing a little bit of a value judgment here because this queen is upright. So they just feel like maybe it's healthier to get out and socialize more. This is their value judgment on it. Personally, I'm an extreme introvert. So, but they're like, you are a homebody at a level of, like, maybe it's not healthy to be that much of a homebody. That's just how they're seeing it. Like, and they're like, you know, we have the Ace of Cups reversed too. So they're just like, do you want to stay at home because you don't like being with me? Or like, you know, like they're reading a little bit too much into it as well. Oh, there's this pretty red balloon flying across the sky. But yeah, I think that's like, they do feel like you're maybe missing out on things, like not getting out of the house, like moments that you could share together that you can't just create moments, you know, like a red balloon just flying through the sky. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, you're stuck in the house and like, we're going to be missing out on things like that. So what else do they not like about you? You know, first of all, I feel like this person loves you very much. They do have a lot of gripes and criticisms, but it's from a place of love, you know. Let me see what this is. Like, yeah, I think they feel like maybe the two of you don't share. Again, they like sharing stories about their life, you sharing stories about your life, like, but they also are like, let's share our burdens with each other. And they're like, they feel like unloved by you sometimes because, again, you kind of just want to take care of your burdens on your own instead of accepting their help. And also, they don't see you really like helping them to work through their problems. So it's kind of like, oh, are you responsible for your problems and I'm responsible for mine? Like, why can't we just like both help each other mutually? So I don't know. For them, that's a little bit of a, they just don't understand that mentality. I think they feel, again, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning about you being extremely independent from their observation, and I don't know, sometimes it makes them feel like you're a little bit stuck up, you know? They're like, I'm trying to be like so emotionally invested here, and like you are just like not having it. You're like out the door, you're handling your own problems on your own. Like, you should be calling me for help with stuff. Like, they feel like that type of thing is like what brings people closer together. But they're like, group 3, yeah, it's like you're just happy walking ahead doing your own thing. They're like, listen, I could help you with your problems, and also I have problems that I want help with. So their idea of what a relationship, you know, whether this is romantic or some other type of relationship, but their idea of a healthy relationship is one in which like both are helping each other. They still love you, but it's like they find this to be a quirk about you that, yeah. They're like, yeah, I mean, you're very strong. And they're like, I know that I'm also strong, and like I can do these things myself. You can do those things yourself. Like, I get it. But I don't know. I think that like acts of service and is storytelling a love language. I think to them storytelling is a love language. Like, I want to tell you my life stories, the ones that you haven't heard yet, you know, and vice versa. The sharing, you know, it's very 5th house Leo sun energy, like. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was a helpful reading, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.